Hello everyone, how are you? This is Aki. 今回の動画では、コロナにまつわるお話をニューヨークに住む私の親友としていきたいと思います。これから話される内容、情報が少しでも皆様のお役に立てると幸いです。でですね、今後このような何かこういう、ことを聞いてほしいとリクエスト、要望ございましたらぜひコメント欄の方によろしくお願いいたします。ではスタート。Hey Evelina, thank you so much for your time today.
Hey, of course. I'm always looking forward to our Fridays.
That's really nice of you to say that. So before starting, we're going to talk about COVID-19, the situation in New York City. So before starting, can you introduce yourself really quickly?
Of course. So my name is Evelina, and I was born and raised in Poland. And at the age of 16, I came to US. So I've been living half of my life in Poland, half of my life in New York. And I met in New York our beautiful Akiko. So I'm super grateful for our friendship.
Thank you. So this is my beautiful best friend Evelina, people. Okay, then we're gonna begin this conversation. So I wanna know, how's New York City during this pandemic as of now? Because you are living in New York, so you know what's going on in New York City right now.
Yeah, so as you know, because you've been living here for quite some time, New York is a very vibrant, energetic city. I guess most of the people who come here, they're coming for the energy, for the people, for the variety, right? Variety in everything, variety in people and restaurants, food, bars, restaurants, activities that you can do and all that. And usually the sidewalks are crowded, stores are crowded, bars are crowded, and Americans are like the most social creatures on earth. There's I think, in my opinion, like there's no other nation in this world like Americans. Like you can strike a conversation anywhere and it's not awkward at all. Mm-hmm. So right now, because of COVID and the main idea is to stay home and isolate. And basically everything what New York was representing has to be cut down. Mm-hmm. So no bars are closed. Mm-hmm. No restaurants. Right now, restaurants are dining in is closed. It's not available. There's only dining out. So like I said, bars are closed. They were open for a brief moment, but they are shut down. Many restaurants that I see are temporarily closed altogether. No, like taking out food and stuff like that. Many restaurants, they build little booths, like little houses on the sidewalk, sort of like for people to, kind of separate them from the street, from the traffic, because the cars are passing by. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of dust coming into your food, so you don't want that. So they build, I see that a lot of restaurants invested money into it, but unfortunately, it's like today, for example, it's like -6 degrees Celsius. It's freezing. The last thing you want is to have food in this weather. Seriously, which is gonna be like cold within like 2 minutes anyway. So who's gonna do dining out?
Wow, that's so different from before.
It's like a totally, like you wouldn't recognize New York now. It's just whatever, like the energy is down. There are no people on the sidewalks. There's no social events, no yoga classes, nothing. Just it's dead. It's just a very sad view.
That's very sad, especially New York. It's such an iconic, city in the world. So it's just so sad, to see New York just like that. Oh, thank you, Eddie. So any restriction that you guys have to follow right now?
Of course. The moment you leave your apartment, you have to wear a mask. Like that's for the elevator, the mask, and for any store you come in, you have to wear a mask.
Can you get anywhere? Like, can you get?
Oh, masks are like, on the beginning, there was like a little scarce in masks. Like people were afraid that we're going to run out of masks because there was a shortage. But now masks are like another fashion trend. Just like as I predicted on my Instagram, like that's like the fashion trend for the future, summer and spring. But yeah, and people are getting creative. So there's a lot of designers here in New York, and you can buy a mask anywhere, even if you don't have a mask. There are many stores and places, public places, they are willing to give you a mask for free if you don't have your own.
Oh, that's nice.
And you know what? And now it's becoming like such a big trend that if I see a person without a mask, it looks so weird. Like, is that a person without a mask? Like, how dare?
It's just so weird because that happens in the US. Because, when I was in New York, like even though I got cold, I couldn't wear a mask because otherwise I looked so weird or crazy.
Yeah.
In Japan, it's really common to wear masks, because, we have hay fever as well, that makes you sneeze so hard and in the running nose. So that's why Japanese people usually wear masks like anytime actually, but any season. But yeah, in New York, imagine like people wear masks, like most people wear masks. It's just so crazy.
And of course, this is New York, so we can see like some really crazy designs, really cool ideas for the mask. Yes. Recently, I saw a guy with like basically like a fake fur, I assume, a fake fur on his mouth. It looked crazy. It just, like if you imagine, it's totally different if you see the person with this piece of fur on his face.
That's so New York, though.
That's so New York, right?
I love it. Okay. That's the restriction that people have to follow, right? And also, I've heard that if like people get together, like 3 or 4 people, like the big group of people, if a big group of people get together in the park, that's banned, right? I've heard that.
Of course.
The restriction.
People, yeah. So police would come over. There's a lot of, maybe not right now, but before, police would come up to you and like ask you to spread or like keep the distance. There was in the summer, there was like when people gathered around in the parks, there were like little circles drawn on the grass so people can stay separated. Of course, there's no like gatherings in the public places. Right now it's winter, but before also like police was actually crushing it. I wanted to add like a lot of places checks your temperature before you go somewhere like
We do that too in Japan as well. Yeah, that's very important. And also like a while ago, you told me that you got the positive, like you got COVID-19 a while ago. And can you tell me what kind of symptoms did you have at the time?
So I was lucky enough to have like very mild symptoms because actually I didn't recognize the symptoms on the beginning. I didn't know that I have it. It didn't even cross my mind because the night before, that was Friday, I met with my coworkers. And we had like a couple of drinks. I actually had a plum wine, amazing Japanese plum wine, which is delicious.
Nice.
And then I was thinking like, oh, it must be the wine. The next day I didn't feel well. And then I was like, wow, like, is this the age where I don't feel good anymore? Like after a couple of glasses of wine, like what happened to me? I felt like, I just felt like a hangover. Basically, like I had too much alcohol and I just had like a little bit of temperature, right? I checked my temperature. It was a little bit elevated, but that day, that was a Saturday, I just stay in bed and I just take it easy. And the next day and the following days, I was fine. I just, I got the test on Tuesday and it was positive, but I felt fine. I just didn't have any symptoms. except for a few days later, I developed a loss of sense of smell and taste. So, I mean, it wasn't complete loss of taste and smell. It was just like, it was more like a mute, if you know what I'm saying. Like I couldn't sense the sweetness or saltiness as strongly, or the smells. And the smell, like lack of smell, sense of smell in New York is like very helpful. Because you know New York, so this is like, it didn't bother me at all.
Did you have a good appetite at the time?
Appetite was fine. I would say like it was like the usual. The only thing is like I couldn't like savor the food, like cherish really the food. That was the problem. And I was like very frustrated because I'm eating something and I want to taste the sweetness of strawberry and I can't. And then I want to like, I don't know, taste this broccoli and I can't. And I would oversalt many dishes when I was preparing them. So my poor boyfriend had to eat like the food was too salty for a while.
You're still cooking for him at the time. That's so sweet.
And the funny thing is that my boyfriend, he lives with me. He never got COVID. He never got infected.
That's incredible. Like that's very surprising. Because you guys are living together, but
I guess he's immune. Yeah.
Interesting. I really want to share this information to Japanese people. It's really interesting. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for sharing such a sensitive topic, Evelyn. And what do you miss the most? Tell me. What
oh my goodness. I can't wait until the restaurants open, until I said to myself, like, once this whole thing is going back to normal, first of all, I'm going to travel like crazy. I'm dying to travel to Asia. I cannot wait to go to Tokyo, to Japan. Yes, this is like on my number one like bucket list. And I cannot go to a club. I remember before COVID, I was like, one of my friends was always bugging me like, oh, let's go to a club. And you know me, I don't like too crowded places.
I'm a club person.
But yes, but Ritz. There's one club that I enjoy. So I said to myself, I'm going to go to a club. I'm going to do salsa like we used to do before. I'm going to do all these things that I was like a little bit lousy into. Like I wasn't really going for them, even though they were available. So not anymore. Like this is going to be a new era. I'm going to live my life differently. And definitely this pandemic is a lesson for all of us that, you know, if we didn't enjoy our life before, now everything is like basically taken away from us. All the you know, the joy of life, like partying and like socializing and traveling and dining out and drinking, and it's just like a wake-up call for us. I'm definitely dying to travel and to eat and to go to a crowded places, to feel the breaths of other people and like crowd. Yes.
I hope we'll be able to make it to club and restaurants and traveling without a mask, you know?
Yes, without a mask, that counts too, of course. Because with the mask, it's also like not fully it.
Yeah.
But what about you?
Me? What's the question? Like, what do you want to do?
What about you? Like, how is your life in Tokyo? Like, do you have any limitations, sort of like
the limitation? There are some limitations, restrictions, like all restaurants and bars have to close after 8 p.m. So usually we get bored after 8 p.m. even on weekends, which is very sad, but no choice. And of course, we have to wear masks. Sometimes I spot people who are not wearing masks, and I was like, what? I don't know, like sometimes like there are also some anti-mask people in Japan as well.
Really?
It's really
surprising.
It's
In
this is
Japan?
Japan. Yeah.
That's probably like a place where the masks were invented, right? Japan. And I was about to say, like, the world should take a, take a look at Japan, like how you guys manage this
This is
COVID.
a good role model, right?
A role model, and then you're telling me like there are some people who like against masks still. This sickness is really serious for some people. So out of respect for some people, I understand like some people are afraid of it. I wear a mask. I don't want to, even though like I'm not as afraid, I don't want to make other people nervous and put at risk. So
We have to wear masks for other people.
yes, basically.
Protect yourself, but also to protect other people.
Other people, yeah, elderly and those who are like at the higher risk, right?
Yeah. Okay, Evelina, thank you so much for telling you what you're seeing in New York, and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about this again, maybe, yeah, later.
Of course, I can give you updates. And February 14, we are opening indoor dining in New York.
Oh my God, Valentine's Day.
Yes, Valentine's Day.
We need a romantic day, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Evelina. Okay.